Happy birthday, dear Kimbo. Happy birthday to you. Rest in peace. Legend, Kimbo Slice.
Quick moment of silence.
Quick moment of silence.
Okay, there we
And
go.
we're done. And we're done.
Hope you like the little Kimbo montage we gave you.
Oh, yeah. Good shit, bro. We're back once again. Breakdown. Got a big pay-per-view this week. I see a lot of people talking shit that it's a little thin.
UFC 258. Foot Stompsman against Gilbert Burns.
Kamaru Usman, the welterweight champion.
The Nigerian Nightmare. Tough to beat.
He's coming back for his third title defense.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little bit of story behind this one, man. Gilbert Burns, longtime training partner with him, taught BJJ at where they trained.
Was it when they were still Black Zillions or was it American Top Team?
I think it was after Black Zillions.
Okay. They would train together, but now they've had to split up camps. This fight was originally scheduled in the summer. Now, did Gilbert Burns, he got COVID? Is that what happened? Or he got injured?
Yeah,
okay.
he got COVID.
And that's the fight where George Masvidal
Stepped in 6 days notice.
6 days notice, within a week. Kamaru Usman, went to win on all 5 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Swept him, right?
Yeah, swept him.
It's just, that fight was kind of competitive, right? There's excuses you can make for George, but at the end of the day, Kamaru Usman showed, how dominant he is.
Yeah, complete dominance, his strength, the ability.
It doesn't matter how good a defense you are. You just you got to be a legit wrestler to compete with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying, you got to
have the ground game.
If you don't have that NCAA background, it's gonna be tough, or an Olympic background, or a Khabib background. If you haven't been doing that shit since birth, it's gonna be a fucking nightmare, a Nigerian nightmare.
And Gilbert Burns hasn't been doing that since birth, but I'll tell you one thing he has been doing:
BJJ,
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, man.
The ultimate counter. Or it's the ultimate clash of styles.
Yes, yeah, I'd say counter. I'd like to do a little video one day on the history of the back and forth between BJJ and Jiu-Jitsu. BJJ and wrestling throughout the history.
Greco-Roman wrestling and BJJ, right? Yeah.
Kamaru Usman is really good at being able to grind you up against that fence, slowing you down, putting the pressure on you. And just like when he fought Colby Covington, I think the ground game of Gilbert Burns is going to neutralize that.
That's a fight you just recently watched, right?
Well, I saw it when it happened, but I did.
Oh, no,
Yeah, I recently just rewatched it.
And you told me, you're like, dude, Colby Covington's winning this. You said he was winning most of the fight, right?
Yeah.
I've only seen it one time, and I remember when I did see it, I thought Kamaru Usman was winning it decisively, but after rewatch, you said...
After I thought Colby won in the initial, or was winning on the scorecards initially, and before the finish, going into the 5th round, one judge had it 3-1 Usman, 3-1 Colby, and 2-2. So if you want to score it either way, it seems like you can. You know what I mean?
Those were the official cards, though?
Yeah, those were the official cards before the stoppage. What I saw, 1 and 2 Colby easy. 3 was very close. 4 was very close. I gave the edge to Colby. But why that's important is because, like I said, I think Gilbert Burns is going to be able to neutralize the ground and
stuff those takedowns.
We're going to see even if he doesn't stuff the takedowns, I think he's going to have the jiu-jitsu to get back up or just cause some danger where Usman's going to say, okay, I'm going to try and push you up against the fence, or we're going to have a striking battle here. And I think Gilbert Burns... My thing with Kamaru Usman is he's looked great, and especially now he's training with Trevor Whitman, so I assume his striking to upgrade and look even better. Mm-hmm. But everybody was talking shit about Colby Covington having pillow hands and not being able to knock people out. He stumbled Usman a lot of times in that fight. That's why I thought the 1st and 2nd round were easily for...
I need to give that one a good rewatch.
Yeah, that's why I thought Colby easily won those, because he stunned Kamaru with some pretty good shots. Gilbert Burns, although he's a lightweight, or was a lightweight that's moved up, Kamaru Usman's the epitome of physicality in that division. Gilbert Burns looks goddamn strong in that division. The way he was able to take down Woodley, the way he was able to land strikes on him and hurt Woodley a lot in that fight. Gilbert Burns looks like he might be able to... I texted you. He does the exact same thing that Colby does, in the sense of he explodes with power in combos. And I think that might actually be pretty bad for Usman if he's going to stay out there and get hit.
You know who does explode with the combos, but didn't really succeed? George Masvidal.
Yeah.
And let's just talk about the odds real quick, guys. Usman coming in at a minus 280 favorite, plus 230 for Burns. And dude, I don't want to talk shit about Burns, but I don't think he's really beaten anybody. He beat a watered down version. This is post Chaos Theory, which is T Wood's album. Falling in
love with you. Oh, falling in and out of love, in and out of love with you.
I love with you. Can we play that a little bit?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Great song. But anyway, so let's just go. He's running a 6-fight win streak dating back to 2018. If you look at his notable wins, Mike Davis, Gunnar Nelson, Damian Maia, Tyron Woodley. You said he's new to the division. What fight is this in his welterweight? Damian Maia was his first, or Gunnar Nelson?
No, it was actually Alexei Kunchenko.
So yeah, I wasn't too sure who that even was.
Me neither. I have no. As I consider myself a hardcore fan, I have no clue who Alexei is.
And his last loss, guys, was in 2018 against the Hangman, Dan Hooker.
Dan Hooker.
And we just saw what happened to Dan Hooker. He's still a great fighter. I think he just wasn't fully recovered from that 4-year war.
If you want to take something away from that fight, it's the length. I think Usman is going to have some good length on Gilbert Burns. I think the reach difference is pretty notable, and the height difference.
Yeah, so Usman's at 6 feet, 5'10" for Burns, and then 5-inch reach advantage, 76 for Usman to 71 of Burns. So he does come in as the bigger guy. You already know the game plan for Usman.
But I agree with you in the sense of like Alexei Kunchenko, don't know who he is. People hold Gunnar Nelson in high regards. Personally, I don't. I don't.
I feel like he was the guy that was getting a push from the UFC.
He did, yeah.
Just didn't live up to it.
I think it was probably because he was from SBG, and he was another good wrestler in that.
He was on
division.
that. He was on one of the. He's a tough fighter, right? Gunnar Nelson or no?
Maybe. I'm not too sure, bro.
Okay.
I'm not too sure. But yeah, like I said, people seem to like him. I don't hold that win in high regard, but he did knock out Damian Maia in the first round with the left hook, and one hitter quitter basically.
Come on, bro, Damian Maia.
Hey, dude. I know.
I mean, I love Damian Maia, but
I know he's an old man, but at that time he was still ranked number 5, and it was ranked number 5 for a reason.
You know, this was last year in March, right?
Yeah, I know. And, I mean, I guess Damian Maia's kind of dropped since then. But, hey, he knocked him out with one punch. And then Tyron Woodley.
Oh, let's talk about him. He just got a fight coming up, right? Real quick. Who is he fighting next?
Who is he
Tyron
fighting
Woodley?
next? Oh, he's fighting Vicente Luque, bro.
Oh, God.
We'll have to get into that when that
Feed it
fight
into the
comes
wolves.
around.
But, yeah, so, I don't know, bro.
I understand.
I just don't see him. I mean, yes, he's the next one in line because Usman has already taken out Covington. He's taken out Masvidal on short notice.
He's beat
I feel
Leon in the past.
Yeah, he's beat Leon in the past. So it's just tough to see. The only person who can really beat Usman is Jose Casares.
It's Jose Casares. That guy's a beast.
Was his brother Bruce Leroy?
Yeah, Bruce Leroy. That's Bruce Leroy's little older brother. That's
The
hilarious.
only guy to have defeated Usman
was
he's
in 2013, I
maybe
believe, right?
we can call up Uncle Dana and get him in the UFC, so he'll be next in line. But hey, bro, who else in the welterweight division stacks up to Usman right now? Because
I think Gilbert Burns and Colby Covington at this moment.
Hamzat,
I don't know, bro.
if he
But
ever fights Leon.
do you think that what's his name, Kamaru Usman can find success at welterweight? I think so. The dude's huge. He's got way better technique.
Wait, Kamaru Usman can find success at welterweight?
Oh, if he can, at middleweight.
Oh,
I think
middleweight.
so. I think he could find. I think he'd be a top 5 fighter. Therefore, I'm not thinking Khamzat can beat Usman.
Wait, what are you talking about? You said if Usman can find success at middleweight,
Do you think he'd be able to find success at middleweight?
why would he be going middleweight?
Because that's what Khamzat does.
No,
It goes up and down.
Hamzat's going to stick to welterweight.
I know, but he goes up and down. So the wins at middleweight aren't impressing me to make me think that Khamzat's going to beat Usman. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I
Well,
think
let's see
Usman
how he
would
does
find-
against Leon, and that's going to be the ultimate decider if he's
if
ready.
he's the real thing. But yeah, I think I'm actually going to go Gilbert Burns. I think those combos are going to be able
Underdog.
to. I think that if you want to bet, I think this is a pretty damn good bet. So what is that? 2-1 underdog,
2-1, yeah.
right? 2-1.
Multiply your bet times 2, win your bet back.
I think if you want to bet, you bet on Gilbert Burns. He's on a 6-fight unbeaten win streak since moving up. Yeah, I think if we want to look at numbers, Kamaru Usman is on a 16-fight win streak. considering the two that he won in the Ultimate Fighter. I know they're exhibitions, 18-fight win streak. Kamaru Usman, there's nothing to not like here except, I guess, his grinding out fighting style. But
You know he doesn't want to fight Jose Casares again.
he doesn't want to fight Jose. But yeah, I'm going Gilbert Burns. I think he'll be able to knock him out in the late rounds. It's gonna be a good fight. Who do you got for this one?
I'm gonna go with Usman.
Usman?
You said Gilbert Burns is gonna knock him out
I think so, bro.
later rounds though.
Later rounds.
I feel like that's where Usman picks it up, and he's the type of guy that wears you out, bro.
I just feel like
He-
Usman is hittable.
What Usman does and what he did to Woodley, and I thought Woodley was a better fighter when they first fought, is he just sucks the life out of you, bro. He makes basically this is what Khabib does to you. He makes you realize like, fuck, I cannot stop these takedowns.
This is just such a tough fight.
Yeah,
Why should I try?
He makes you. Yeah, he steals. Let me say, Robbie Lawler. I'll steal your soul.
He steals your soul.
I don't just go in there to beat you. I steal your soul. Like, and you basically just because you go into a fight thinking, I'm gonna win this. That's where the
and then
pre-fight.
and then you have a whole round of just being dominated against the fence, and you say, "Oh, I don't want to fight."
And you remember Woodley in between rounds, and he was just like, his corner was talking to him, but he's just kind of like staring blankly, like, and you know what he's thinking, but you're like,
into the abyss. Why
he's
am
like,
I doing
I
this?
can't fucking stop this guy, man. He's gonna beat me.
But
But I mean, Burns, it doesn't look like he's ever been. So this is a different fight with Burns, bro. I don't think he's ever fought. Obviously Usman's the champion. This is his toughest fight. I don't think he's ready for it personally. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think he's fought around people. I agree with the odds. I like those odds for this fight. I think I'm excited with Usman. I feel like he's gonna grind him out. It's tough to see him finishing Burns. That's what's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't finish Masvidal. He finished Colby, that broken jaw. Was that a doctor stoppage or was it TKO?
people might call me out, but I think the jaw was never actually broken.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think the jaw was never actually broken.
Good old Sean O'Malley
good.
vibes? Like
No. Like, I think it actually was never broken. It was just really fucking swollen, and I think maybe there was a small fracture, but not an actual break.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with the third. He's gonna get his third title defense. He's gonna win in a unanimous decision. It's gonna be a tough fight, though. I do like it. It's gonna be an interesting clash of styles. Do you think Gilbert Burns has a chance of submitting him?
I don't know, man. I have no clue. I think I have no clue. I can't say that I do. But in the co-main event, I'm surprised that this is the co-main event. I know there's a lot of hype behind her, but Macy Barber, the future, returns after her first loss in her career. I think now she's 21 years old. She's still trying to break that record of the youngest champ from John Jones.
I like her, bro. She really comes with that brawler style.
Yeah.
That's much needed in the women's division that's, heavily reliant on, I just feel like
Technique.
Technique, because, who are knockout artists in women? We got, Amanda Nunes, we had Cyborg, we have
Shevchenko.
Joanna, Jessica, you're right. But there's a few and far between. Macy Barber is that, dude, she's 22 years old. She's that young fighter, and she's entertaining. Like, she comes out here to fucking knock you out.
Mm-hmm.
But in her last fight, Modafferi, dude, was just able to...
Well, what happened was, let's give a little insight. Macy Barber tore her ACL in that first round. So, and then you saw it too. I think she went for a side kick, and the leg just completely gave out, and she fell. So that I love Roxanne Modafferi, but I'm gonna make the excuse and say, hey, Macy Barber was heavily injured and still lost by decision.
Whole year to recover too. That fight took place January 18th, 2020. So a whole year and a couple more days. So I would say she's fully recovered.
But who she's fighting, bro?
Let's go.
Alexa Grasso, a young Mexican star who's looked great.
We love our Mexican fighters.
Who looked great at 115. When you look at her record, it seems like the trend is the only people that can beat her are wrestlers or ground-type fighters, be it Carla Esparza and Tatiana Suarez.
You want to talk about trends? Another trend is dating back to Felice Herring in 2017, or maybe before that, Heather Clark. She wins one, she loses. She wins, she loses, she wins, she loses. She's on a one-fight win streak, but, since that 2016 Heather Clark, she's won, she's lost. So
Yeah.
And that's,
And like I said,
8
you
fights.
look at that, and it's only against wrestlers.
So-
I know she definitely has the technique to win this striking. She's coming off of her first win in the new division of 125 against Jin Young Kim, I believe.
You're right.
I like Alexa Grasso in this fight. Macy Barber's maybe just tenacity and toughness might be able to get her on the ground and hold her there. Like I said, Alexa Grasso's obvious weakness is fighting on the ground. But
I don't think she's gonna take it there, bro.
You
I
don't-
think maybe if she wants to mix it up, she can. But I feel like she's gonna rely on her striking.
Macy's gonna want to strike.
Yeah, I feel, dude. I mean, she is a striker.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, she likes to knock chicks out. Grasso has never been knocked out. That's where I see this fight being interesting.
Grasso is really technical in the striking, man. She's technical. She's young as well. She's
27.
been very active. I like Alexa Grasso in this fight. Plus, I'm kind of like an Alexa Grasso fanboy out here. Yeah, I'm gonna go Alexa Grasso by decision.
Straight,
Straight.
straight guy.
Uh,
Okay, yeah.
who
I mean,
you got?
I do want to side with Grasso just because I love my Mexican fighters. But
There's nothing to not like about Macy Barber.
I'm really into Macy Barber. Hit me up, Macy Barber.
Hit him up, Macy Barber.
I'm just kidding.
No, shoot your shot, bro.
No, yeah, you're right.
Get your
Macy
gun
Barber.
and shoot that shot, bro. Use a cannon, dog.
Can you imagine dating a professional MMA fighter?
Only if she beats you up.
I
every
mean, I
day,
know
bro.
you think about dating the dude's side, but I'm
Yeah.
thinking,
I mean, I'm trying to get into that Josh Fabia camp as quick as possible.
There we go. Yeah, so pick 'em odds 120 for plus 120 for the underdog Macy Barber,
Yeah.
and then
Wait,
minus 140.
Macy Barber is the underdog?
Macy Barber, but it's a pick 'em fight.
Okay.
Macy Barber, slight underdog.
This is a good bet.
It's interesting, yeah. They stack up. Okay, guys, reach is basically 65 to 66 of Grasso, and they're both 5'5", so they're fighting the same. It's the same person fighting each other. They're
Just-
clones.
Who you got?
I pick Barber,
You pick Barber?
and I'm gonna go with.
Don't say knockout, baby.
I
Don't
know it's hard. I'm gonna go with split decision. Yeah, split
Okay.
decision.
say- Okay.
Barber. Let's jump into the return of Gaslam. It's-
One of my favorite fighters.
Yes, bro.
One of my favorite
Tough
fighters.
17. John Jones and Chael Sonnen. He won that. He beat.
He was on Chael Sonnen's team, right?
Yeah, both of them were. Chael. He beat. What's his name?
Come
middleweight.
on.
I can't think of him. He's
What
in my
is his
head.
name?
He just beat Anderson Silva.
Uriah Hall.
He beat Uriah Hall in the final split decision. He was that. He was that fighter on the Tough Series that flew right under the radar because everybody thought.
Last pick.
Yeah, everybody thought Uriah Hall was gonna win it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he's the more experienced guy. He just looked. He had that John Jones style.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Gaslam, the saying, you're only as good as your last fight. He was the only one to really show Israel Adesanya, to push him to that limit,
Mm-hmm.
that real grindy fight. But since then, he lost a split decision until.
Which, hey, wasn't an exciting fight. I'm a huge Kevin Gastelum fan. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, so technical. Darren Till dominated that fight. And I guess he did, but it was not exciting. It was striking from a distance and clinching to stop all of Kelvin's strikes. Good job, good game plan from Till, but that was a boring fight.
Bro, that's honestly one of the worst matchups you could have. I'd rather see a full-out jiu-jitsu wrestling match than a counter strikers. Because some people, that's just all they do. They're just like Israel Adesanya. If it's Israel Adesanya counter striker against a guy that is scared of his counter striking, and or another counter striker, it's just like a fight you don't want to see.
Yeah, props to Darren Till, but that was a boring fight. And then he goes on to lose against Jack Hermanson.
Early arm triangle, right?
No, it was a heel hook.
What?
Yeah,
it was arm triangle.
Are you sure? I thought it was a heel hook. Yeah, he got him. He got him in the first heel hook, and Kelvin was like, "Nah, bro, that's easy shit." And then he got him with
You're
that
right, you're
second
right.
heel hook, and that one sunk in. People talk shit about Kelvin, like, "Dude, come on, man, you don't know how to defend that." It's like, hey, bro, he had just gotten out of that first one super easily. Second one, we know Jack Hermanson is a damn anaconda on the ground. I don't really sweat it that much, but maybe that's because, like I said, I'm a huge Kelvin Gastelum fan.
You're right.
I think he should be able to win this next fight against Ian Heinisch. Ian Heinisch is,
He just knocked out Meerschaert, right?
yeah, he just knocked out Meerschaert, but his two losses come to Derek Brunson and Omari Akhmedov, both guys who are very heavy ground game fighters. I think Kelvin Gastelum's ground game and wrestling gets underlooked. That's how he ended up winning the tough competition. He out-wrestled Uriah Hall and out-wrestled everybody on the show. I think Kelvin Gastelum is literally the epitome of like having everything put. He has all the skills, can't put them together, or now he's fallen in love with the striking ever since knocking out Bisping.
Bisping, right? And then he had that split decision win over Jacare. But dude, the thing about, and he's one of those fighters, bro. He reminds me of like DC. He fights at a He's a shorter guy, stocky, fighting at a heavier. All these guys are bigger than him. For a 5'9" guy, it kind of looks like he should be fighting at welterweight. I know that's tough to make. You know who it reminds me of too?
It's 15 pounds, man.
Johnny Hendricks. And when Johnny Hendricks was in his prime, when he was fighting GSP, but then he
looked way smaller.
But then he was when he would bulk up for the fight.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is this is also pre-USADA. Once USADA kicked in, he was having a real tough time making that weight class. He missed weight, and
I think his last fight was at middleweight.
Paulo Costa.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, dude, Johnny Hendricks was good for that short amount of time. Kind of reminiscent of that Kevin Gastelum. He was good for this real quick rise and real quick fall. I mean, the thing is, can Gastelum recover? This is his chance. Looking at the odds, he is a -220 favorite.
Yeah, I don't think Ian Heinisch has the ground game to stall out Kelvin Gastelum. I don't think Ian Heinisch is overtly humongous to calm down or to stall out Kelvin in the striking. I love Kelvin striking. He's got amazing boxing. He's got probably some of the best head movement in the UFC. I definitely think Kelvin should win this fight, and that's who I'm going with. Well, we're looking at 5'9" for Kelvin, 5'11" for Ian Heinisch, and 71.5 reach for Kelvin, 72 to Ian Heinisch. I think especially if Kelvin can mix up that wrestling, I think he's got this one in the bag. I hope to see a knockout. Huge Kelvin Gastelum fan. I hope to see a knockout.
Are these guys both ranked right now? Do you know the ranking wise?
Ranking, no, not off the top of my head. I assume Kelvin Gastelum is somewhere around the
top
8, 9, 8-9 range.
I mean, he's only lost to other top 10 guys. So, and Heinisch, he's kind of he's surging right now. I mean, he just got a win off of 2 losses though. But let's look at their age. Gastelum's 29. That's what I'm saying. He's kind of he had a quick rise. It still looks like he has potential to grow. Heinisch is a couple years older, 32. They stack up pretty well. Like you said, he's not too big for Gastelum. I'm actually going to pick Gastelum too, and I want to see a knockout too. Yeah. I feel like it's going to be a brawl. And
I do think Ian Heinisch is going to bring a brawl, and I think his best option is to hopefully knock out Gastelum, but we know Gastelum's got a goddamn iron chin. So, yeah, I'm going to go Gastelum. I can't see a way where Ian Heinisch wins.
Gastelum, second round knockout.
Second round knockout, I'll go third.
Okay, bro, you ready to drop some bombs?
Some coconut bombs.
Let's get back on that win column. Maki Pitolo, man. He's been on a tough losing skid. He lost to the Dentist, and then he lost to Impa Kasangane. Before that, he had 3 fights during COVID months.
Yeah, we're going to look at these 2 guys, Julian Marquez versus Maki Pitolo, both Dana White contender signees. Marquez back in 2017 and Pitolo in 2019. But I wrote in my notes, sometimes activity doesn't really shine the light on your side, because Julian Marquez came in, won his debut against Darren Stewart, somebody a little bit more MMA math for you, somebody that beat Maki, and then lost his next fight to Alessio Di Chirico, but then injuries and other stuff have kept him out since 2017, basically.
Damn, so this guy hasn't fought in 2-3 years, man.
Yeah, man, it's been a while. And he looked good on the Contender Series when he knocked out Phil Halls, and he looked good against Darren Stewart.
30 years old, Julian Marquez. Bro, let me just tell you I just feel like where I see Maki Pitolo's errors or what goes wrong from him, bro. He's that guy, bro. He's fighting much bigger guys in middleweight. I personally think at 5'10", looking at his frame, he should be fighting at welterweight. Maybe even possibly lightweight.
Yeah, he's ripped, but he's kind of lean. You know what I mean?
Think about it, dude. Middleweights in the UFC nowadays are so fucking big, bro.
So huge. Dude. So huge.
Paulo
Costa is actually a smaller guy. His body is ripped and huge, but height-wise, I think he's only 5'10", 5'11".
No, I think he's 6 foot.
You think he's 6 foot?
He didn't look short against Izzy. Izzy's 6'2".
That's true.
But yeah, I'm just saying, dude, middleweight has some big, these guys, they cut a lot of weight for this division. If you're not cutting weight, I feel like you're at a serious disadvantage.
Yeah, and especially in that weight class.
And I feel like his last 2 fights, look at Impa, bro. Impa's a big guy.
He lost to Darren Stewart, big guy.
The only reason, if you're a shorter guy and you're fighting these bigger guys at middleweight, you have to be either big frame, Joaquin Buckley, or you got to be a wrestler like Darren Wynn. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a lean striker. Because you kind of look like Diego Sanchez out there.
Yeah, I mean, like Derek Brunson. Derek Brunson is tall. He's wide. He's got them big shoulders. If he gets on top of you on the ground, you look like Diego Sanchez against Michael Chiesa.
These guys are just too big for him, bro. I mean, I like Maki. I like his name too. He has hands.
Coconut bombs in his hands.
So yeah, I just say that Marquez, he's coming off of a big layoff. He was a top prospect. You said he just got knocked out though 2 years ago, right?
Split decision, yeah.
So Chirico, he's also that guy that's had like that weird career. Like he wins, he loses, he wins big. He fights to the level of his opponents.
Maki, like I said, he kind of shows how sometimes the inactivity doesn't help you because he signed with the UFC in 2019 and since then has had 4 fights, 3 of them losses, 1 win. So he's been on the wrong side of victories and losses here, but I think he's probably going to lose again against Julian Marquez. Julian Marquez is the way bigger guy.
And he's a submission expert, right? Like he's
maybe ring rust will
play a factor.
Will play a factor, but I don't think so, man. Julian Marquez has only looked good, and he still has unknowns to him. So I can't really. Maki Pitolo has the ability of getting hit. You know what I mean? He really keeps his head out there to get hit, and.
So how do you see this fight ending?
I think probably Julian Marquez is gonna knock him out or get the TKO finish.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Maki, and I'm gonna go with a knockout for him. He's gonna win this fight. He is
definitely has power.
Yes, this fight right here doesn't currently have odds on the ESPN app, but I would say Marquez is the underdog due to inactivity, and that's what I'm gonna chalk this one up to, just ring rust. Like I said, Maki's fought 3 times in this past year, won 1, lost 2, and the 2 losses were a split decision and a UD. So I don't think he's taking too much damage, but like I'm gonna just say that he knows what's at stake here, like his UFC longevity. Does he want to keep fighting the UFC? This is a big fight for him. Does he want to stay? It's the opener for the main card, so he know it's a good spot for him.
It's a good spot.
So I'm gonna go with Pitolo. Marquez is gonna be tough. I do see Marquez if he is to win, it's gonna be a submission. But I like Pitolo.
You like Pitolo? All
Knockout.
right.
Let's go 3rd round knockout.
3rd round knockout. The last fight that we're covering here is Bobby Green versus Jim Miller in
This
the
is our
featured prelim.
Featured.
We've got 2 longtime vets going at it again. I feel like this is kind of like
Clay
what we
Guida.
just saw with Clay Guida and Michael Johnson.
Also like what is it? Carlos Condit and Immortal Brown.
Yes. And you know what? I'm going to throw it back to our last video of Clay Guida and Michael Johnson and go with Bobby Green just because Bobby Green has looked better in his last fights. He was fighting a 3-fight win streak. We really saw that he was...
Love Bobby Green, bro.
We saw that we thought he was going to make a big turnaround and then he lost in a split decision in his last fight.
I really feel like he was robbed there.
You think he was robbed?
I think he did more work, bro.
I'd have to go back and watch it. I know it was a close fight, but yeah, that's why I'm going. But with Bobby Green, he's just looked better in his last couple of fights. Jim Miller, I think, is coming off of a loss to Vince Pichel. Vince, or I don't know how to say it, but I know it was a decision. When you look at his, it's red, blue, or red, green, win, loss, win, loss.
He trades him.
Yeah, his last loss before that was against Scott Holtzman.
I just feel like every fight card, bro, in the UFC, they have these. Here's a veteran matchup for you.
I think a lot of new up and comers are getting signed, and it's like, hey, veterans, you need to
winning
show
each
that
other
you need to show that you can win. If not, we're gonna have to kick one of y'all out of here.
So this is the latest one in the series of veteran fights, and then we mentioned it in our last episode, but we have the Cerrone and Sanchez one, and that's the next one. But these veteran matchups, I like them because it's nostalgia.
Yeah.
And it's fights that usually they never happened when they were in their prime, but they're happening now. I'm also gonna pick Bobby Green here. I think he's just much stronger. He's a boxer, blood in, blood out.
He looks like, like I said, he's looked better in his last couple of fights.
Jim Miller's going to be looking for his submission. He's crafty on the ground. Now, odds-wise, Bobby Green is a minus 270 favorite, plus 220 for the underdog Jim Miller. So, 2-1. I just like Bobby Green. I feel like he's going to piece him up. I feel like
if Jim Miller wants to win, it's going to be grinding against the fence or taking him down and controlling him. I don't see him outstriking or winning in the striking department against Bobby Green. But
looking at just Bobby Green's overall record, he hasn't knocked somebody out since James Cruz in 2013, man. So, and that was close to his. He debuted in 2013 before that against Jacob Volkman. But I'm saying this fight, bet the over.
Bet the over?
I feel like
100%.
I just feel like this is gonna go the distance. Let's look at the last time Jim Miller was finished, which was back in Dan Hooker back in 2018, and he got knocked out.
Charles Oliveira submitted him.
Charles Oliveira submitted him where?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, 2018. Yeah, well, also 2018. You're right. But but submission is what I'm saying. Like, I don't think Bobby Green's gonna submit him.
No, me neither.
Yeah. So Bobby Green also hasn't had a knockout win since 2013. He's kind of a point boxer. Mm-hmm. He's gonna have points.
And I think that's where Bobby's gonna win.
Yeah. So I see this fight going the distance. It's gonna be fun. You pick Bobby, right?
I pick Bobby.
I pick Bobby too.
I know a lot of people were talking. I like to watch a lot of other MMA content, and I'd like to be on Reddit and stuff talking about this. I see a lot of people talking shit about, oh, this card sucks. This card sucks. It's Usman's the only good fighter.
Where's Conor McGregor?
Dude.
And Israel Adesanya?
That was the last fight that we're covering right here. But the prelims and early prelims are stacked. We got Miranda Maverick, up and comer against Robinson.
I can't believe Robinson's the first fight. Like, I feel like she's like a prelim.
We got Ricky Simone versus Brian Kelleher. We got Anthony Hernandez. We got Bilal Muhammad, Polania Viana.
Lima.
We have
Lima little brother, bro.
We've got a lot of great fights on here. So if any of them that we didn't cover get boosted up to main card, we'll probably write something on our Facebook page or Instagram page about it, because we know Corona has been messing up these fight cards. Mm-hmm. But I think no matter
Hopefully
what,
this one stays intact.
Yeah, even if it doesn't,
It's been pretty good, right?
Yeah, I think even if it doesn't, I think we're in for a good card, up and down, from top to bottom. Lots of stuff to keep your eye out on. That's it, man. That's
UFC
it.
258, Usman versus Burns, guys. It's gonna be fun to watch. Coming down this Saturday.
Personally, I don't think I'm moving my picks that I picked on this episode. I think I'm staying with everything that I said here. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one, man. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Yeah, hit that notifications. I know we said it in the last episode, gonna go see Kevin Holland, but we're excited about all this stuff. Got a lot of content coming out for you. Like, subscribe, all that good shit. We're out.
R.I.P. Kimbo, baby.
R.I.P. Kimbo, Bellator's biggest star still to this day. We're out.
Later, guys. That's it. All right, get the fuck out of here.